chasing ghosts, bro. We never said this.
It's not even close.
Hey, listen, I can hear it in Steph's voice. Any one of y'all got the Jordan 27s? Or the 28s? Or the 29s? Y'all ain't no real goddamn fans. My daughter wasn't sleeping. I would go in that room and I'd get 3 pairs.
Go wake up your daughter and get beat over the head, waking your daughter up.
Right. Or start your next job, which I understand. You're now dad.
You gotta feed that baby. And it's another day. Welcome to spring, everyone. For those around the nation, on the West Coast especially, the East Coast, congratulations on all the snow that you got to melt. For us, it's a sunny day. Today we got Stefan Wallace, we got Catfish Sean, and my ace, Sean Fitzgerald Watkins here in the building. Welcome, everyone. Welcome.
The whole government.
Whole government. Guys, before we get to the definitive MJ episode, it's something I had to get off my chest that's been driving me crazy. Every Saturday I play basketball with the old heads at the gym, and we're older, we're slower, we're just trying to get it together, right? What's driving me nuts is, Catfish, I want to know how you feel about this specifically. We have younger guys coming to play with us, and they're running around, jumping around, getting rebounds, fast breaking, and I'm like, what are y'all doing here in the first place? You're still in your 20s. Do I have a right to be upset about this?
Yes and no.
Okay, go ahead.
Because I remember when I used to play with the geriatric folks back in my day, and it was fun for the young guys to play with the older, because they would teach you, oh, this is how you do a post move or whatever the case may be. But for the older folks, they liked it at the time because we was just fast, you know what I'm saying, moving up and down the court. So for you should be like, this is time to teach, because somebody had to teach you.
You're saying go into a teaching mode. Steph, am I bugging for this? Steph, am I bugging that I want these young bucks out of my face when I'm trying to play with older guys my age?
Yeah, I'm on the fence too, right? There's a little bit of that you do want sprinkled into your geriatric ball playing, as Catfish eloquently put it. You do want those guys to help keep you accountable, right? Because if it's all old guys, you guys are going to err on the side of, we'll let that loose ball get out of bounds. We'll let that play slide. They keep you on your toes a little bit. You're there because you do want to stay in some shape. So you do need a certain level of jackrabbits popping around just to keep you.
Am I bugging? Am I bugging for being pissed that I got to chase some kid around who's grabbing rebounds because he's 26 years old?
You're absolutely bugging, because it's a young man's game. And I tell you this all the time. Like you started the show by saying, I'm playing with the old heads. You, sir, are an old head.
My pearls.
You are
the old head.
I'm not going to put your age out there, but let's say you're of a mature age. And so you're an old head. And so it's a young man's sport. So that's what they do. And when I was younger and the old heads came out, I was glad to try to run them up out of there. But the old heads that I played with they were pretty good. So I would learn something and they'd be like, oh yeah, young fella, come get this. And then when I transitioned to become an old head, I did the same thing. So it's your duty to go out there and teach them some things and show them you can still play. You're not going to go every possession, but you give them a couple of buckets and then they give you respect. So you're bugging. It comes with the territory. It's a young man's game. That's all I can say.
The respect that I have for this panel is going to have me defer to you guys, and I'm going to have to change the way I think about it, because it really grinded my gears on Saturday. I wasn't able to get my shit off like I wanted to get it off with the young guys running around. So there's that. Guys, today's episode is the definitive Michael Jordan numbers. The GOAT by the numbers. I don't know if you guys have paid attention on YouTube. There's a trend going on where the Gen Zs and the New Jacks are watching MJ highlights, and their initial thought is, oh, MJ's not better than LeBron because they're prisoners of the moment. And then they're watching all the highlights going, yo, wait a minute. this Michael Jordan guy was serious. So I wanted to take it past the eye test and really talk about the definitive numbers of what made Michael Jordan so great. So the thesis is that we as older guys are nostalgic because it was our generation. We look at Mike, we look at him with reverence that we're not giving the younger guys who are current their due. But let's look at the numbers. Let's start with the peak longevity versus a short, bright, burning candle, right? Steph, LeBron James has played for years on end. I think he's in his 34th season. Michael Jordan was a candle in the wind. He came, he won 6 championships. What do you think about, firstly, Jordan's shorter career that burned so brightly?
I'm on the Jordan side of the GOAT debate, as much as I love LeBron and truly respect him. Uh, but 6 straight finals of dominance it's almost asinine to even utter those words. Like, no one dominated in a concentrated format, both sides of the ball, uh, game-winning shots, all the pressure you can ever put on a human being. He carried gracefully and won effectively for 6 straight finals. I don't think there's a comparative there's a comparison that we can go and find. As much, again, respect due to LeBron and even the Golden State run, but you have to group in a whole team, right? We can't just get down to even Jelly Bean, rest in peace, Kobe Bean Bryant. Concentrated dominance is what I say. Tips the hat.
Sean, to stack on Steph's point, a lot of people say Michael Jordan kept a lot of guys from winning rings. Karl Malone, John Stockton, Reggie Miller, to name a few. What do you think about that burning so bright, the 6 championships and keeping other people from ever getting there?
I think it's impressive. Like I said, I'm no LeBron James hater, and I'm not his biggest fan either. But I watched both of their careers, and I understand it. I think Michael Jordan played 15, 16 years, if I'm not mistaken. So it wasn't like a short career in all intents and purposes. If you look at anybody else that have played the game, 15, 16 years is pretty admirable. But then, you got the newer generation. LeBron is a one of one. I don't think anybody's going to play 23
No.
years ever again. Yeah, what he did was incredible. He put so much pressure on the defense, the way he played the game, with how ferocious he was to putting pressure on the defense in terms of trying to score, not shooting threes, which today's game is more 3-point driven. So yeah, just his in the way he carried himself in the finals and just took care of business. It was incredible. So I get why the kids they didn't know, they didn't watch it. So when you get the clips and you see all the greatness of those clips, then they go, "Oh, who was this guy?" So I understand why the fascination. But we were there in real time, and it was incredible.
Yeah, Catfish, do you think the fact that we witnessed it in real time, do you think that makes it harder for us to appreciate, like, it's not like history for us. It's not like we were watching Wilt Chamberlain tapes. Like, we literally got to get up and sat on Saturdays and watch MJ do it in real time.
It's having a chance to watch him in real time. It was some amazement because he was on a great team. He made a lot of folks around him better. It was just cool because if you saw the Bulls playing, everybody is gonna stop everything they doing. Even on a Saturday morning, if you going out to play basketball, you're like, "Hey, yo, Jay's about to play. Hey, I gotta go." So you go home and watch him because you didn't have a DVR to say, you know what, I'll go back and replay the game. You had to watch it live, and you wanted to watch him because he was about to do something amazing. He's gonna give you something. He's gonna give you a triple double, or he's gonna give you some buckets and go, "Oh man, I can't believe he did that." So he was one of those players because there weren't that many that was like as fluid as he was. So you just wanted to just sit back and be like, watch his amazement.
Fish, you make a valid point. You're talking about appointment TV. This is pre-internet, am I right? That we didn't really have the internet like that to where we're watching highlight clips on the internet. So if you missed a Jordan game and you missed inside stuff,
Rashad.
then
Yeah.
you missed the highlight until your boy is on the court telling you, "Oh my God, what MJ did yesterday was crazy," and you're like, I have to wait for the next highlight package to see it. I just want to throw some numbers at you guys. Okay, MJ owns 10 scoring titles in 12 full seasons with the Bulls. Career average 30 PPG, 30 points per game. And in 1986 and 1987, Jordan averaged 37 points per game. He shot almost 50% from the field as a guard. Steph, those numbers are absurd. Please give me your thoughts on averaging 37 points a game in a season.
I would just continue what you're saying. I want to add, because the numbers are absurd, right? You look at them, you can't realistically compare again to almost anyone for that consistency. But then you also think, and I think it goes back to your point of this new generation looking at highlights now and going, "Oh, this guy was pretty good. Maybe we underestimated how good this guy was." I think it has to speak to culturally how things change and evolve.
Sean, you and I both know how absurd it is to average 37 points a game. I averaged 20 points a game and 22 points a game in my professional career, which was pretty good for a guard. To average 37 points a game means most nights you had 40, and on a bad night you had 30. So I want you to let the kids at home understand how crazy that is.
Let me give you some more context. It's even crazier being that he didn't shoot threes. So in that game, during that era, you're not shooting 3-point shots. If he shot a 3-point shot during that era, it was because it was the end of the clock or it was a half court shot. So if you put that in perspective, he averaged 37 points a game off of mid-ranges, layups, and dunks, and free throws. So it just speaks to how great of a scorer this guy was, and how much, and like I said earlier, how much pressure he put on the defense. And listen, his teams weren't as good back then. They were becoming the Bulls that we all know and love. So yeah, he had a lot more pressure on his shoulders to shoot the ball. But just really put it in perspective. Guys are averaging 30-something points a game today, but they're shooting 40% from three. So they're shooting at least 10 threes a game, and they're making
More
4
points per possession.
So, exactly. So he didn't shoot any threes. And to average 37 points, and I don't think he was at the top of the league in free throw attempts either, which makes it even more absurd. So he probably averaged anywhere between 7 and 10 free throws a game, maybe something like that. So just think about it. Let's give him 7 free throws a game. He made all 7 just for giggles. He made all 7. So you got 30 points from 2-point range, jumpers, layups, and dunks. That's absurd.
Jumpers.
That's 15 makes inside the 3-point where they were able to pack the paint. They were able to hit you and knock you out of the air. It was just incredible. So just to give you some context and perspective.
Catfish, when you look at those numbers, do you look at it like, oh, that was then, someone else could do it now? Or do you see it for what it is? Like, man, MJ was really out of his mind.
Yeah, I'm not gonna glaze him like y'all glazing him, but
We're glazing now. Go ahead.
Yeah, okay. Please continue.
no, but like, okay, for anything of, let's say back in 86 and say 87, when he didn't have a real good team, it's just like playing. I'm not gonna say it's like playing on your college team or your high school team,
Not
but
that bad.
when you it's not that bad. But when you have that one single baller to try to help you out or help you win the game, you're gonna pass that ball to that person all the time.
You're saying
And
he's going
he's
to get a
like,
lot
what?
of hold on. You're saying he's going to get a lot of touches.
He's gonna get a lot of touches.
Yeah,
He's going
that's
to
fair.
get a lot of touches. Okay, buddy, what? He's at the 45-50%
Yeah,
area
50%.
a year. I'm like, man, listen, get it. Hey, listen, I'm in the post. I can't make this. Go ahead, shoot that thing, man. Do the little fundamental. Give me that mid range. Go ahead. Hey, take it. Hey, Jay, go ahead, take it. But I'm not gonna glaze him like y'all over here acting like he's the second coming of Jesus.
It's okay,
Jesus
Gavish.
Christ.
The numbers are still the numbers. The averaging
It
37
is.
points per game has still not been topped since Wilt. That's
Listen, but that's a beautiful thing. So because you have Will, like you saying, Will played in a different era, but at the same
yeah,
time, he was the baller on his team. He had a whole bunch of 5'6" dudes. They
yeah.
can't shoot.
He
Give
scored
me the
100
ball in the
points.
post.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But nobody ever
Uh,
seen the 100 points though. But people did see the 37 though. I don't know. Oh,
the
there's
100
no record for the
the
100 points.
100
There's no
points.
record.
Yeah, I would have loved to see the video on that. Sean, I think a lot of people, when we talk about Mike, something Fish said earlier about his grace in the air and how amazing he was. He made things look easy offensively. People fail to talk about his defensive prowess. MJ had 9 times all defensive first team. And in 1988, he was the defensive player of the year and the MVP at the same damn time. If you could elaborate on that for me there, sir.
Yeah, that's the thing nowadays. You gotta, being a great player, and you have to play on both sides of the ball. I think he kind of set the standard for that because I remember watching in the '80s, and a lot of the great players didn't play defense like that. They had a defensive specialist that guarded everybody.
Yep.
I could speak specifically to my Lakers. We had, even though Magic Johnson was our best player, we had Michael Cooper. He was our lockdown defender. And so with Mike being able to do that, that just made it even more incredible because he was typically guarding the other team's best player, unless they were bigger than him. And then I think back then, I think Scotty came back in '88 or maybe '89, right around that time. So Scotty Pippen I'm referring to, took on that role, but he had to guard the other team's best player. So it's an incredible thing to do that he did. I think he kind of set the tone for that. Moving forward, now teams are looking for players like that that can play both sides and can score. Maybe not score at the level that he did, but at least be able to guard your yard per se.
To give you an idea how difficult that process is, Sean, only 4 players in NBA history have 9 times all defensive first teams, which are Kobe Bryant, Kevin Garnett, and Gary Payton. Steph, being on both sides of the ball is a rarity. MJ did it often.
Yeah, did it often. You had the highlight steals. People were terrified. They didn't want to be guarded by Mike, by the way. That's how good his defense, that's the prowess he really had. You didn't want him on you because you knew what he was capable of. He's a tremendous athlete through. And I just wanted to go back to Catfish's point. He was talking about your team's trash and you got a good guy, you're going to feed that guy the ball. Yes, true indeed, but that guy still has to make those shots. It doesn't matter how much I get the ball. If you keep feeding Steph, I ain't gonna average 37. You know what I'm saying? We probably gonna lose. But he was carrying guys, making those shots. And then to our current point, he's also playing defense. That's insane. That's an insane individual, quality athlete that of a caliber that we don't really see often enough. So yeah, defensive prowess is crazy from to have those stats in addition to his dominance offensively. That's crazy.
Catfish, don't you want your players to play defense too? Isn't it nice when your star can do both things? Kevin Garnett was one of my personal favorite players. I loved KG because he gave you offense and defense. Sean knows how much I loved Kobe later in his career. I think it means a lot when your A1 star does it on both sides. Oh, God.
No, yes, you are absolutely right. What I love about that era of basketball was defense. It was like, yes, you might not. One of my favorite players would be Dennis Rodman. You know what I'm saying? Because you can't just win a game without defense. These days, I watch the game these days, and I'm like, this is terrible. It's like little children, like 2-year-old, 5 to 6-year-olds playing on the court, and they just shooting the ball and just running back, and they not playing no
It's
defense.
so annoying.
That
It's
was
so annoying.
great. It's annoying. It's like, why am I here? But
Yeah.
with MJ, to be a guard, to shut down some folks and say, yo, I got him, it's amazing. It was amazing to see that man say, you know what? I'm going to put this on my back. I'm going to guard you. We're going to do what we got to do. We're going to ruffle. We're going to scruffle. We're going to do whatever we got to do to win this game. And I loved it because defense was fun. Now, you got me on that one. If you want to talk about defense, I'm going to give it to him all day. Because he had steals, rebounds,
Blocks.
fast break. It's like, yo, he was
Shots,
just
though.
he was just
Hold
that
on.
guy. And block
Catfish,
shots.
131 block shots. He's only one of a few people
That's
that be in the
crazy.
200, 100 club, over 200 steals and 100 blocks as a guard. Those are usually big man stats.
Yeah, exactly. And I remember seeing Michael Jordan run somebody down and block the ball.
With 2 hands.
Yeah,
I was like,
Boy, what are we talking about?
Yeah. He was really
You know what I'm
about that
saying?
life.
And you know what's so great about that? When you do something like that, or when he did something like that, it turned the game around.
Yes.
It's like, dang. Now you got that player thinking in the back of his head, oh, if I shoot this layup, MJ gonna be right there to block it.
Right.
You know,
It's
so
Mike.
head go to mind games. You know what I'm saying?
And it brings
And
the rest
this
of
is
your
a great
team
transition. Brings the rest of your team up. Go ahead, Steph.
up. No,
Facts.
I'm just saying to have your star guy run somebody down and block a shot makes you now believe that y'all can win. It doesn't matter if you're that's the elevation of Mike. That's what he brought. That's what we saw when he spoke in the documentary. That's what I wanted for them.
You talk about aura. There's not that many that I can only think of a few athletes ever that had that type of aura. And I think the only one bigger in my mind was Muhammad Ali, to where his aura was just insane. MJ had that, which brings us to our last point. When you go 3 for 3 and then 3 for 3 in the finals again, you never lose in the finals. You never see a game 7. You won 3 in a row. You went to go play baseball. Then you came back and won 3 more. Sean, would you please take me through what it takes to do something that crazy?
Yeah, it's incredible. But that's to me, that's more of a testament to his team. Yeah, Michael Jordan was the leader of that team. He scored the most points, and they followed him. But his team, in my opinion, my estimation, they followed behind him and they did everything that they were stars in their roles. But for him to lead and score and do the things that he did in those, and to do 3 straight, but he had the league terrorized. I think the players were afraid of him. Seriously, they were afraid of him, and here's why. He got drafted in '84, and so we don't talk about those first 7 years when he wasn't winning, but he had put people on notice, and he was scaring the league of, okay, I don't want to get embarrassed by this dude. He's dunking on my center, and that's unheard of for a guy to do that in the '80s. If '80s basketball, you're getting knocked out of the air, you're getting slammed on your back. He is dunking before the center can try to even grab him, and he continues. He was relentless to come back. So he set the groundwork. So by the time they got to the '90s and he started winning championships, it was just it was a respect, but it was a big fear of this guy. And so the teams that he had, they followed behind him, and he was able to lead them through that. But it's so hard just to win 1, but to go win 3 and then take a hiatus, which I wish he wouldn't have, because I'm not sure he beats those Rockets teams, but hey, that's just me. And then to come back and to win 3 more, because you're going into that first era, 91 to 93, and now you're coming back and you're 96 to 99 or 96 to 98. That's a different era. If you really think about it, that's a different era that you're coming into. And to be able to go and win 3 straight things, it's incredible. So it speaks to, and him not ever going to a game 7 just speaks to his greatness.
In the finals. Catfish, do people fear Mike? Was that part of his superpower, the fear part?
Yes, I think people did fear Mike. And I blame a lot of stupid stupid players who tested him.
Mm.
Yeah.
Meaning, meaning like you gonna, you know what I'm saying, the bear is hibernating and you're the damn cave messing with the bear. You like, hey bear, you can't do nothing to me.
Right.
And then he run your ass down and bite your ass and you done. It's like everybody, like all these documentaries I'm watching, these guys are like saying, oh yeah, we winning the game. And then this dumbass over here is gonna start talking shit to Mike, just putting fuel into the fire, and then we get our ass whooped. And it is, you see it happen. And it's like, yo, y'all don't talk to each other. Hey, just shut the fuck up. Don't say nothing. We win this game. Keep it quiet, keep it cordial, and keep it moving. But no, you want to poke the bear. And that's why he changed his number from 45 back to 23. Y'all was poking the bear. When he was
For, the,
45, he was trash.
for any reference for that catfish story, he's talking about when Jordan was playing against Orlando, and somebody in post game said, I guess when he's wearing that 45, it's not as good as 23, which ended up being the kiss of death for, I believe it was Nick Anderson. Was it Nick Anderson, Sean?
Yeah, Nick Anderson said that.
Yeah, that was Nick
all
Anderson.
Bad. Nick Anderson said that.
That was all bad. It's a crazy point you're making, because they would do this time and time again. They would talk to him. I think it was Joe Dumars who said he never talked to Mike. He said it in an interview. I don't think I ever said 2 words to him in a game, ever. I would just put my hard hat on and try the best at trying to stop him from scoring. Steph, what do you think? Do you think people would have just been better off trying to just stop him, or was the fear thing and his aura bigger than that?
I think the aura is bigger than that. We're talking the psychology of Mike, because this holistic Jordan that we're actually looking at as the GOAT. That's why there's no debate, in my opinion. Psychologically, he's demoralizing whole grown men pre-ever meeting them. And then he also is the type of person that we now learn behind the scenes that would tell you that stuff to your face. So
Yeah.
it's not just a rumor that he's demoralizing you. He's literally talking to you about what he's going to do and how he's going to dominate you. He's punking guys in real time. So it's a weird dichotomy. He's almost like a bully that roamed the league for 13 seasons, right? He's looming around amongst giants. But that's what Mike owned and embodied. He's on the court dominance. He's off the court or on 10. He's good looking, pause, but he is,
God.
right? So now,
Hey, yo, what are we doing
we
here?
paused it, Catfish. Hold on. He's a good looking guy. This is what I'm saying. You can't really have this same. He's the prototype for everything that we'll ever know. Good looking guy, well spoken enough to host Saturday Night Live. Commercials going insane. He's a global icon there, and then he still gives you the 40 on the floor. It just
hold on. You're making a great point. Hold on, let me interrupt here. You're saying that through all the hype and aura and shine, he's still show and prove. He's like the opposite Ben Simmons, right? He's like the coin opposite. Like all the hype and all the show, he's still going to show and prove. Steph, you have one of my favorite quotes of all time. You said on a random phone call with me. You said to me once, if Michael Jordan played in today's league, that they would hate his guts. Sean, Absolutely. He said that a few times. And we're going to wrap this up because we're running on time. Sean, do you think if MJ played today, they'd hate his guts with the internet and with memes and on all the things we get to see behind the closed doors of athletes?
They probably would more than likely hate his guts, because if he's playing the same way that Mike, and see, you have to take it. I look at both eras. So if you look at Mike 84 to 91, where he's dunking on cats and flipping the ball up and doing all kind of levitation in the air, if he's doing that in today's game and where you can't even snatch him out of the air, oh yeah, they hate his guts. And there'll be so many memes about you getting, I think that the meme would be called, you just got Jordaned. So they would hate his guts. And then if you go to the second half, it's just precision. This guy's killing us mid-range and footwork, and he's killing us, and there's nothing we can do about it. Yeah, they would hate him averaging 40. I think he could do that pretty easy
in today's league, for sure.
Because in today's league because you can't touch the guy. So you can't touch the guy. I think he'd average 40 pretty easy, and he would probably incorporate the 3-point shot. He still wouldn't shoot as many, but I'd say he'd incorporate it a little more just because of the way the game has changed. Because he's able to change his game. He did that. He changed his game from I'm always trying to get to the rim and dunk on you to he became a mid-range assassin. So I could see if he averaged 37 in the season back then, I can't see why he wouldn't average 40.
Catfish, your final words about MJ being one of the greatest of all time, if not the greatest of all time.
Well, I ain't gonna say all that.
Jesus Christ.
This is why I love you, Catfish. Never met you personally, but I'm looking forward to the day I drink on me because I love this about you. Okay, but go ahead.
Listen, I'm here so I wouldn't get fined. All right. On his prowess and his greatness, I can't doubt he wasn't great. He did everything he had to do to be a global icon, to be an Olympic gold medalist, to win 6 rings, to have season MVPs and playoff MVPs. He did what he had to do to be great. Now I won't say he's the GOAT, but he's in the back of the Rushmore for me. He's not in the front, he's in the back.
That's fair, Catfish. At least you spoke your truth. Steph, your final thoughts about MJ here.
I mean, what's left to be said about a guy that has transcended arguably 3-4 generations. How many generations has he transcended? Like, we're still talking about
3 generations now. 3 generations.
3 generations,
Yeah.
and there's still like a debate. There's still a conversation. That's not tipping their hat to Jordan as like the trailblazer for what we now understand as cultural basketball. I think he pulled basketball up as a sport. I think he elevated branding as an individual, as an athlete. And he just really changed so much of what we understand about athletes today. And again, there's not many, like you said, to your point, that you can actually stand them side by side. I don't know what the Rushmore would be, but if it's not like he came up in an era where there was 3 Mikes, Jordan, Jackson, and Tyson. And I don't think there's any conversation that we can have about their greatness and how they dominated. It just is what it is.
Yeah, in finality, guys, MJ was such a problem that we still rock his kicks. That being the Michael Jordan of X is still a statement people make. Oh, they're the Michael Jordan of ice skating. Oh, they're the Michael Jordan of whale riding. That's a thing.
You just got the Michael Jordan of race car driving.
The Michael Jordan of race car driving.
Right out of my mouth, Steph. I was going to say the same thing.
So the guy's just one of those dogs, man. He's a generational guy, and I just wanted to let the kids know if they find this video that these are the reasons why. Friends, I appreciate everyone showing up today. For Sean, for Steph, for Catfish. He's wearing the old school mic. Catfish is just, he's born like this, ladies and gentlemen. Remember to share this with your friends, share it with your enemies. If we're wrong about something, chime in and tell us, because we know we love being corrected by people who never picked up a ball. I will see you guys on the flip side, signing off for everybody.
Peace.